How you doing tonight? Just out in the shop doing some sanding. Trying to get all the scratches out. In some cases I'm cleaning up transitions, like on this one with this stem. I think I'm going to shut that fan off. That may have been annoying. Got another heater going that's not using a fan, so that'll be plenty. It's one of those radiant heaters and it's kicking it out. Smarty Bob, how's it going? Yeah, trying to get some work done. I actually have a few in the process at the moment. Here's that big bowl that I showed you the other day. I'm putting a regular stem on it. It's going to be an Emberling, I decided. That's a monstrous Emberling. Here's one that I already worked on sanding some. And I've got a couple Rangers that I gotta clean up. Got a different wizard here. Another wizard. So I'm just trying to... Yes, it is a little cold. But luckily insulated out here with these little heaters. It'll be nice when I get the in-floor heat going one day, but no definite plans for that yet. Mainly I just try to stay focused on pipes. Plus finish putting that in-floor heat, it'll probably be about $1,500 by the time I have a setup for that. Yeah, I had most of these Monday when I came out and hung out with you guys. I had these all started, but getting ready for Muletown, I was hoping to be finishing some pipes tonight. Right now, I think I have 2 that are ready to put some finish on. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I need to sand and get cleaned up, either due to scratches or transitions or something. This one I'm working on the transition of the going to the stem. It was a little bit wonky. It came in kind of narrow right where it was, and then it flared back out really quick. It just kind of bulged out, so I had to straighten that transition up right through there. But that's feeling pretty good now, so now it's just a matter of going back and cleaning up any scratches from where I was taking off some material. And then this one will be pipe 3 that'll be ready for a finish on it. Only something is the doctor. Don't know what that means. Never thought I'd enjoy watching someone sanding. It's probably funner watching than doing. It's not bad. Just part of it. Gotta get it done. I just watched one of Chris Harriet's videos, and he was talking about getting a bunch of pipes ready for Chicago. He's got a bigger number than I got, though. He's talking like getting 50 of his, they're not Emberlings, but his fledgling series. trying to have 50 of them ready for Chicago. Probably making that trip over, he has to have a large number of them to cover his cost. I know he sells quite a few there at the show, or at least he did last year. Last year I think was his first year at Chicago, and he seemed to do pretty well, especially with those fledglings, with them being similar to my Emberlings, and they're more of a classic pipe, but I haven't done the Emberlings at a show yet, so it's going to be interesting to see how those go. I'm hoping they do really well. We'll see. Time will tell. Yeah, I definitely like the longer stems too. I noticed that when we were up there at the lounge the other day smoking. I definitely enjoy my Shire Series pipes, smoking those long stems. But hey, everybody has their preferences on what they like. I ain't mad at them. Let's see, kind of scratched up there. Clean that up a little. Up on the stem. I'm at 400 grit at the moment. I transition up to 600. Let's see, here's a 600. Hopefully everybody's having a good evening. Oh man. Yeah, the only ones I've been posting recently, 209, is the Emberlings, and I haven't posted any Shires lately. I don't have any in stock. I just sold my last Shire Series last weekend that I had. It was a fairly new one I finished, and it was a straight Ranger. I had not put it on the site though when I sold it, and actually it is for sale, come to think of it, because when I say I sold it, what I did was I actually sold it to a Smoker's Haven, Premel, in order to work out a trade for Briar. So actually he also, I believe, has my Hobbit style Shire pipe also. So if you go to Smoker's Haven and he doesn't upcharge, he sells for the same price that I sell for, and it's smokershaven.com. Sometime this week he should be uploading 2 Shire pipes, one of them a Hobbit, which is a bent, kind of a roundish bottom billiard-ish shaped bowl. That one looks to me very similar to a Hobbit, like Frodo and Sam was smoking. Hey Mark, how's it going? So it's that kind of style. And then the straight Ranger he'll have also. Plus he has, I think, 8 of my Emberlings. So all those should go live on his website. And that Hobbit pipe is the most aggressively bent stem that I've done. I think it's, there's only 1 or 2 of them out there that I've bent quite that much. It definitely has a different feel to it, or a look to it to me. But yeah, he told me he would get those uploaded this week, so keep an eye out over there, and he should post those up. Or you could, if your wife really wants to take a look at them, you could probably even shoot Primal a message on his website and ask him, hey, I heard you're gonna be posting up Grunewald Pipes this week, and I was curious to get a look at them. I'm hoping what he does is when he sells them, he goes ahead and leaves the pictures on his website. So when people go there, even if he doesn't currently have any stock, at least they can get a good look at the work I've done and the different variations of the Lord of the Ring inspired pipes. He's also got a, I think he's calling it a, I can't remember what he called it, Hobbit Ranger or something. It was intended to be a Ranger pipe, but it had a flaw in the bowl, so I decided I was either going to make a pipe or throw it away, and I started grinding down to where I got rid of the flaw. And at that point, it basically it's a pot pipe, as in the pot are usually a little bit bigger around and a shorter squat bowl, so it's got kind of a squat looking bowl to it. Not seen Chris. I know he's a married man now, Mark. He got married back in August of last year, so now he's got all that spare time he had when he was a single man. They try to make it down once a week to get a free meal out of me and Mom when she fixed dinner for him. He's him and his wife are pretty busy. They're always on the go doing something. I think we're gonna go to a hockey game this Saturday. Me and him and her and my daughter. The wife didn't seem too interested in it, so it's just gonna be the four of us going. Never been to a hockey game, but Chris and his wife, they really enjoy going and seeing the live sports like that. So that'll be interesting. I know he's looking forward to it, and his wife's looking forward to it. They like to go to Indiana Pacers games, and they've been to some Colts games, or he has. I don't know if she's been to the Colts games with him or not. And then they're also busy because they're getting ready for another wedding. They're going to redo their vows in a full wedding setting. So they're getting a wedding venue together and planning all the food and everything. Like they first got married, just they wanted to make sure it was legal and get it done and over with at the time. They didn't want to spend months preparing and having to wait to get married. They wanted to get married, so they went ahead and just got the paperwork and got it finalized, and now they're just going to go through the steps just for everybody else to, and so she'll have a regular wedding to look back on and when they get older. And one of the guys here in our chat may even be officiating that, Mark. Chris asked him about it, and he seemed like he was willing, so we'll see if Chris was serious and if all the timing works out and everything. But Smarty Bob, he asked Smarty Bob to officiate for him, so we'll see if that's really happens. That'll be interesting. Bob will have at least one wedding under his belt by then. He's got to marry his granddaughter here in about a month. When we're down at the Muletown Pipe Show, Smarty Bob will be marrying his granddaughter, I believe it is. Here's what I'm working on, Mark. I'm trying to get rid of the scratches in a few pipes. I'm also working on the transitions. This one's different than my normal Lord of the Rings inspired pipes. because I used an acrylic long stem, put a Delrin tenon in it, and this one just wasn't going to make a Shire Series pipe, but it is quite fine for a Emberling. But this has got a 1-inch chamber in it, and that dude's 2.5 inches across. It's crazy. And actually, this is a little bit shorter than, or pretty close to my other length. But this is a lot smaller bowl. But that's one that I just finished sanding on, getting the scratches out of. This one here, I did some sanding on it, but it's going to get blasted, so I stopped sanding on that one. This one here is another Wizard that's going to get a sandblast. Stovepipe, hey, how's it going, Donnie? Here's here's another Wizard that'll get a sandblast. Nope. Man, that does have a little speck in there. I may do a partial sandblast on this one, we'll see. And then I've got a couple Rangers that I need to finish the top of the bowl down a little bit. It's a little tall, I think. So I'm going to shorten the bowl just a hair, clean up, sand up the top, sand the transitions, get all the scratches out of those. And then, all right, let's see, we got Smarty Bob, we got Donnie, we got Mark, we had 209. I may have missed somebody else. Here's a question for you. This one's going to be one of my Emberlings. See what your thought is on this shape. Let me see if I got a stem to put in it. Oh yeah, got some of my stems. Now be honest with me, I want to know what you think of this shape. I think it's kind of unique. And it's asymmetrical, so it's not going to be even. But if you notice, let me turn it around, it's kind of a little whale. I gave it kind of a whale tail. And take this out so you can see how I kind of flared down into it. So I'm curious what everybody's idea is. A bit like a tadpole, yeah, it is kind of. But I wanted to give it a little wider tail, like a little whale, a baby whale. And especially from this view, I think it represents a whale pretty well. Pretty well. Well, whale, that's hard to say. So what's your thoughts? Do you guys think that has any kind of appeal, or do you think it's just too crazy? I know there's some guys out there that make really artsy, crazy stuff that doesn't appeal to some people. Some people like it. I'm not typically an artsy type pipe liker, or I guess you'd say. But for some reason I was making this one, and then I thought, wonder if I put a little whale tail on that. I don't know what made me think to do that, but I thought that was a kind of neat little idea. So curious what your guys' thoughts are on that. If you like it, that's great. If you don't, hey, I'm okay with that too. Everybody can have their opinion of what they like. The funny thing is, and you guys know it being pipe smokers, you go to a pipe show, or you go into a pipe store, or you see a pipe online, and you can't always explain it, but it seems to me like pipes talk to you individually. I mean, somebody will see this big handful of pipe and go, now that's a pipe. I need a big bowl like that to spend 3 hours smoking. They'll fall in love with that thing. They ain't going to care that it's not a Shire Series with a wooden stem. They're going to say, oh yeah, big cool church warden. Now this one's got kind of a more of a Danish feel to it on the bowl. Somebody likes the Danish style pipes will like that. Probably got a little bit of plateau left on the rim. This this wizard here is a little skinnier bowl. This wizard here, he's a little bit bigger bowl. It's kind of funny. Pipes speak to people. You never know what's really gonna grab somebody's attention. Somebody out there will be like, "Oh man, that's awesome. That's what I wanted." It's very artsy. It isn't my style, but I appreciate the craftsmanship. Yep, I'm right there with you. It's not really my style either to smoke, but I just thought it'd be something kind of different, kind of neat. Like Mark said, it's kind of like a tadpole. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Like the Danish style pipe. Thank you. Yeah, I thought the Danish style wizard was pretty cool. I may start doing more of them in that kind of styling with a more of an egg-like or egg-ish, maybe not a full-blown egg, but kind of along that lines of shape on the wizard some. It's good to get a feel for what people like. Because typically you get one person to like a pipe, but it's nice when you can find a design or a style or something where a lot of people like it. And hopefully we can offer pipes that a lot of people like. Let's see. Gonna use an eraser to wrap my sandpaper in to kind of cushion it and give me a nice flat line, basically. That way I'm working on the transition right now. I'm going around all the way around it, just cleaning that transition up so when you run your fingers down it's a nice, smooth, slick transition. And then I'll rotate the stem the wrong direction and we'll go over it again. That way, that's one of the things that I learned early on, courtesy of Jay Furman. The artisan pipes, if they're symmetrical, or you want to be able to turn that basically any direction and feel that. I think it's a little bit bigger deal on the Rangers because, I mean, typically somebody's going to put this together and it's going to be roughly there. On the wizard pipes, people know which way it goes a little more accurately because the bend's heavy enough. It's easy to eyeball it and get it lined up, and as long as that transition's right there, that's key. But you go making a Lavad or a billiard or something like that, they're going to want to be able to spin that around and feel that transition and make sure it feels good at any given point like that. But that's why Dunhill, I think, put their dot on the top, was so people knew which way up was on them. The bigger, bold wizard is your style. That big deal there, huh? Well, that's definitely not the Hobbit. That Hobbit's a smaller bowl. It's probably along the lines of this. Whoa, that's too short. It's not a it's deeper than 1 inch, but it's not. I'd say it's probably got an 18 millimeter bowl in it, if I remember correct, on that Hobbit one. Most of mine have 18 or 20 millimeter chambers. I may start making a few kind of large pipes like this with 1-inch chambers on them. It seems like I've been hearing from some people that that's something that they like out there. A lot of people like the big pipes, so I guess I need to push the envelope and try to make some bigger pipes. Let's see, this is the right grit. We're switching grits here. Oh man, big one already consigned. The big one is slated to go to Muletown right now. It's not going. I don't have it going to any one person. At first, when I showed it to you the other night, I didn't even know which direction I was going with it for sure. I debated about putting a shorter stem on it. Didn't want it. I knew it didn't make the cut for a Shire series, so I wasn't going to make a wooden stem for it. I knew it was going to be an Emberling. I just didn't know how. And another pipe maker sent me about 3 of those acrylic Churchwarden link stems. It's probably been a year ago. And I'd always wondered to where I was going to apply those at, and it worked out for that one. Misunderstood. I thought it was spoken. No, it's not spoken for, Bob. It's just I want Harrison to actually put his hands on it, so he can tell me whether that size of bowl fits him. Diversify the pipe portfolio. Nice. Diversification. All right, there's 400. Step it up to 600 here. I don't know how many of you notice Simon, London Calling Simon. You'll see he has some holes in his shirt. And I wondered what caused that. I think this is it. I'm doing the same thing on my pant leg that he does, which is just kind of blotting the sandpaper on my pant leg, and he does it on his shirt and pulls on it just a little bit, and that'll pull the dryer dust out of the sandpaper, so you don't have to get a new piece of sandpaper, and you can keep sanding with the same piece. And I didn't realize that for a while, because I'd watched a lot of his videos where he was making pipes, and I kept thinking, how in the world did he get those holes right there on several of his shirts? He may only have 3 or 4 shirts he wears when he's making pipes for that reason, because he knows he's going to wear through them. But then when I realized what he was doing, it's just cleaning the dust out of the sandpaper, because they get plugged up. I'd never seen anything like that. Let's see, there's some. It's not horrible there, but let me blot that on my pant leg here. And it seems to be a bigger deal when you get up in the higher grits, because the higher grits get plugged up so quick. So it's good to be able to clean them and keep on using them. If you actually swapped out a piece of this 600, 800, or 1,000 grit stuff every time it got plugged up. You couldn't afford to make a pipe, I don't think. You'd be going through a ton of it. Plan on a few bigger bowls at the Indiana Pipe Club show. Yeah, I need to get some bigger ones for Chicago too, I'd say. Who we saying happy birthday to? What am I using for my stems? Cherry. 2 new 614 ohm poles today. Oh, happy birthday, 209 Piper. Yeah, I've actually got 2 of the 614s myself. Both of them I got for Christmas from my family. First time it was the son and daughter and wife all went in and got me one. And then the next year, just my daughter bought one for me. And the one she bought for me has a Tortuga stem and also a Tortuga cap on it. So that's kind of cool. I was just looking through my pipes and cleaning my pipes earlier today. Hard to have time to do all that. Green alligator, Porto Servo, nice. Yeah, I have a 626 that's a blue alligator, I think. Yeah, I'm sure it's a blue alligator. I think it's a 626 or a 606, one of the two. Porto Servo. I'm not sure if I know what that one is. Roma last year. The Melee, nice. That Melee is the kind of the honey finish, it looks like, I think. That takes some special blocks for the factory to turn out those real light stained pipes like that. $8.28. Got a little reminder on my phone. I gotta give my little beagles their heartworm medicine today. Don't want to forget that. Once a month treatment for them. I have to get some new 600. That just, even though I'm getting it cleaned out, it just doesn't seem to have the traction. And it's Wednesday night, so 2 more days of work and the weekend will be here. I need to try to make sure Saturday I'm out here in this garage getting some more work done. And then Saturday night will be the game. It's probably my week to call my business guy and talk to him. Hey, Brutal, is he on? Get those Sasso. Maybe haven't decided on a shape yet. Maybe a 616. Ah. Oh yeah, it is Chris. How's it going, Brutal? Whoa. Whew. I dropped that. That wouldn't have been good. That would have been some more sanding probably. Let's see. I'm going to throw this one away. Oh, no wonder that one's not gripping. That's not the right 600. I had 2 pieces of 600 laying down here. Got this other stuff that's newer. Oh yeah, that's much better. That's getting some traction now. Tunnel take, how's it going? Yeah, I think everybody's doing good tonight, Greg. I'm just sitting out here doing some sanding, trying to get these pipes ready for Muletown that's going to happen here in a month. Got to get them all cleaned up and get them stained this week so I can get the clear coats on them and have enough time to get them dried out good to polish them up. And I'm going to go ahead and sand around this bowl, but I'm going to have to top it a little bit. I think it needs about a 1/4 inch off to get it in proportion a little bit better. Yeah, Greg invited me on his live the other day over on Rumble. Hung out with him for probably an hour or better. If you get a chance, go over and check out his Rumble. You can probably go back and watch that live if you're interested in it. He wanted to talk pipes a little bit while we were on there. It was kind of funny. I was in the house getting ready to come out in the shop and work on pipes, and I got a text message with a little link, said, hey, join my stream. And I didn't know that was an invitation that me and him were going to be doing the stream together. I thought I was just going to watch him do a live stream. I didn't know I was going to be part of the show. Wasn't really prepared, but Greg set the hook, and there we were for an hour or so talking pipes. And luckily I had some stuff out here that kind of fit in with some of the questions he had, and worked out. Man, Greg, you should have seen my live that I did when I was driving over to Ohio to pick up Briar Saturday. We had, I don't remember, 5 or 6 guys that dropped in. Montana, Greg from Montana, Piper dropped in. I think Chris was there. MKE Chris was there. And there's a guy called S&S Plunder Shop that does blacksmithing. And yeah, we come up with a product for him to make, and hopefully he can make it up to Chicago show and have some of them ready and put out. Oh yeah, you did see some of that live. I remember now. You did drop in. Yeah, that was just crazy, Chris. I would have never imagined that we'd be doing anything productive on a live, just driving across the country going to get Briar and be able to do something like that. All you guys had great input, and we'll see if Plunder comes up with it. It'd be cool if he did, because I haven't seen anything like that. That definitely made the road trip go by quick. Bedtime. Awesome. Okay, Chris. Well, you have a good one. Stay safe over there. And we'll talk to you later. All right, Greg, you just dropped in. Some of the other guys saw what I'm working on here. I've got this monster here that's not going to live up to a Shire Series standard, I don't think. So I gave him an acrylic stem. That's got a 1-inch bowl on it. It's 2.5 inches across. It's a handful. And then I got a kind of a Danish shaped wizard Those two are both sanded up. I got this one I threw out there to see what people's ideas were on this. Kind of a little whale tail on this character. Gives him a kind of a baby whale look to him. Kind of like a tadpole, like Mark said, but just with a modified tail to kind of give it that whale look. That pipe is great. I don't think Greg could handle anything that close to his nose. Or do you mean the big one, Bob? Yeah, that big monster, that may be the tunnel take version. That's what I'll have to put on the sign on the table. If you want to be like Greg the tunnel take, this is your pipe. Greg's pipe collection really floors me. He's got all kinds of them. I know most of them have been modified to be long, but even with that, he's got Nordings and all kinds of different brands of pipes there. Yes, the big one. Oh, okay. Maybe I should pick up a t-shirt like I gave you, Greg. Tank top says Grunewald Pipes and put it down there with the pipe. Say, if you want to be like Greg, this tank top and this pipe, and you are good to go. Be sure to share your opinion freely, because this is team freedom, right, Greg? Everybody has the freedom to come and go as they please, enjoy what they enjoy. You don't hear much about Team Freedom. Oh, what's the other one? The new one, Greg. It's not anything to do with Team Freedom. I've been forgetting to mention it. The WWPC, is that it? Worldwide Pipe Club? Is that what that is, Greg? Greg Warden. Has a ring to it. Is that what it is? WWPC, Greg? I need to be better about spreading the word. We need to start hashtagging that stuff so makes it easier to find if they try to break up the YTPC. Like it was said in one of the other posts earlier on, if we start tagging like that, then that way YouTube tries to squelch us a little bit, or Facebook, or whatever platform we happen to be on, Rumble, or whichever one. When you search WWPC, it wouldn't matter what platform you go to, you still find it. Instead of being on the YTPC, the YouTube, and then searching YTPC would get you YouTube presenters. But if it was just WWPC and you could search it there, then you could drop over to Facebook and search WWPC. Then you could find the same people there, or a group of people there that are pipe smokers. Or if you drop over to Twitter, I don't even use Twitter, but maybe jump over to Twitter. You could search it there and find them. Gotta go. Okay, 209, take care. Be safe out there. It's about 8:40, so I got about 20 more minutes of sanding probably in me. Made a little bit of progress tonight. I was really hoping to be staining tonight, but I guess we get done what we get done and don't stress about the rest. I've been listening to old Pipes Magazine podcasts. Plunder Shop, how's it going? I was just talking about you. Talking about our trip over to Ohio. Looking forward to seeing that idea. Hopefully that turns out. And for you, those of you that were not in that live, I'll tell you what it was. It was a the idea that was grown or brought to life through all you great guys in the YTBC that were there. Plunder makes blacksmith knives, or not blacksmith knives, but he does blacksmithing and makes knives. So we come out, the group come out with this idea that he does like a 3x3 or a 4x4 cutting board, like people put their tobacco on to cut it or something, and be able to store a knife that he himself makes in there. And then so it's all contained, so you can drop that thing in your bag and you've got your knife and your cutting board right with you. And then Montana Piper even threw out the idea of putting in a tamper pick, so storing that in there. So basically you'd have your plug, can't even talk, plug cutting kit. And I thought it was a great idea. Everybody really pitched in and brought that together and brought that idea to life. Now the pressure's on Plunder to use his skill set and make one of these things. Yeah, because I've not seen anything like it, Mark. I've been to all these pipe shows, and I guess there was a guy prior to the COVID that did make some small plug cutting knives with little wooden handles on them, and I think he was a blacksmith evidently, and he made these little knives. I don't know what he charged for them, but I was talking to the guy over in Ohio, and he showed me one. He goes, there used to be a guy that did this, but since I've been going to shows for about 4 years, I've never seen anybody there with it. And especially with a whole kit that goes together like that, I have definitely not seen anything like that. I mean, everybody's got drying trays. I mean, there's leather drying trays, there's wood drying trays that look kind of like cutting boards. But nobody that has a handmade blacksmith knife to go with it. Yeah, Plunder's in the YouTube. S&S Plunder Shop is his name, Mark. He's been doing some live, showing some of his work. Yeah, subscribe to him, Mark, and check him out. What are we using here? This is a new pipe, so I stepped down to 320. Getting everything cleaned up. Trying to get all the scratches out of here and get my transitions going right, where it's all nice and smooth. See, maybe go to start using the, whoa, dropping stuff here. Oh, go to using the little eraser here. What the world's going on back here? I feel like I'm hung up. Anybody doing anything exciting? Has had some terrible problems. I don't get the notifications I used to. Huh, that's weird. I should be out on the forge next day or so, just waiting for it to get above freezing for a day or two. Oh man, I don't blame you there. Hey, no problem on the plug. I watched him in his live making a knife the other day. That looked crazy to me. I'd be wore out. I'd be lucky to be able to pick up a pencil after all that wailing with that hammer. We call them rubbers in the UK. Rubbers? UK time. It's probably late over there, isn't it, Mark? What time of the night is it over there? What's funny though is that I use chopsticks for the majority of my food. Just stab it and go, huh? I probably need to order some new nickel rings or some sterling silver rings to go on some of these pipes at the transition point to dress them up and help break up the stem from the stummel. "5 hours in front." Okay, so 9 o'clock. You're 2 in the morning over there. You work tomorrow? Erasers, rubbers, okay. Yep. Yeah, rubbers over here are a different type of thing, Mark. Although this is a rubber eraser. We don't refer to them just as rubbers. We get some odd looks about that. There we go. We can switch up to 400 now, I think. Let's see, that's a blast pipe for, well, at least the bottom half of that one's a blast. And that one needs the other stuff done to it. Trying to keep track of what all I need to be doing here. Ghost Rider. How's it going? Few holidays. Short your apartment out. Oh yeah. Yep. Man, oh man, that heat's cranking. Toes are cold, but everything else is pretty warm out here. Well, there's one of my girls out there. Got let out to go to the bathroom. Now she's out there talking to us. She probably saw something or smelled something up on the hill. Hey, girls. One of them gets fired up. The other one starts whimpering and gets in front of them. Then the next thing you know, they're biting at each other and carrying on like maniacs. If they see a cat, it's on. They think they gotta, the younger one thinks she has to run past the older one and snap at her face. I don't know what in the world's wrong with that dog. She's not quite right. I know the bloodline, so I know she gets it from her grandma. Yeah, beagles. What's their heart meds? Beagles for you. Yep, that is. Heck. Your lives are already meeting the expectations. They're fine. They're entertaining, they're informative. You show people something that they don't see. Not too many people get into blacksmithing. That's definitely something different. I mean, I know there's a lot of blacksmith people that get into it, but as far as everyday people, most people have never seen anything like that. If they have, for a very short period of time. We do see a blacksmith at our Renaissance festivals we go to, but usually I'm so busy with other stuff running around, we don't spend much time watching him. I think he even does a little thing where he'll let you swing the hammer some and make a little nail or something for a small fee. I'll have to try that sometime. That's odd. Plug cutter kit, yeah. Just be yourself. Yep, that's true. Yeah, you don't have to be anything special for us. Let's see, get this folded around different. See if we can make a little more progress. What in the world's going on here? Now about another 9 minutes, I'll probably be on doing this sanding before I hop off, guys. I'm gonna have to get in there and start getting ready for tomorrow. Got another day at work. Another day, another dollar for the boss. Dime for me. Few blacksmiths, but they only make horseshoes. Yeah, that's what most of them do. I don't think I'd like being a farrier and putting shoes on horses. Horses worry me. I've rode one a couple times and they're just too big. Too big an animal for me. They make up their mind they want to do something else. That's the way it's going to roll, I think. Have to run. All right, take care, Chris. Have a great evening. Griffin's in the shop. Hey, Chad, how's it going? I ain't been seeing any pipes out of you, Chad. You've been busy working on that big old cruiser. We're gonna have to see that thing going down the road. Maybe you can drive it to the Mule Town. That'd be cool. You come rolling up into Mule Town in that ride. Heck, down there they may just think somebody came out of the hills if you showed up like that. They may just think that's one of their locals. Makes me think of a car that my mom talked about when I was a kid. Mom's been gone 20 years this year. But I can remember they ran a root beer stand. Her and Dad did. He worked another job and then he started up this root beer stand. Yeah, I'm burnt out on Macon. I'm planning on driving it to Muletown. Nice, that'll be awesome. But it's a 4-door, I think, if I remember right. And Mom told us a story about when they were running that root beer stand. There was a family that would come into town to eat there at the root beer stand, and the whole family chewed tobacco. And she said that car would pull up out there and both sides have these big stripes going down it outside the windows from where all of them just chewing their chaw in that car, and they just spit out the window and it just basically grease the side of the car with it. I don't know if that's the type of car they had or not, but that's what I kind of picture when Mom talked about that, because you figure that was back in the probably 60s. Let's see, I was born in 65 and I was a year old when they sold the root beer stand. So that would have been 66 when they sold it. And Dad had to build the business up prior to that. So yeah, it was probably around 60 or so that they had the root beer stand. So it would have been quite possible, because I think that car that you're rebuilding looks like about a 40 something. I'm not real good with those, the shapes of the cars and the years back then, but I'd say it's somewhere in the early 40s if I had to guess. It's a 50 Buick, okay. So yeah, it would have been very possible for big old 4-door 50 Buick come rolling up with chaw spit running down the sides of it. I thought that was always kind of funny. Mom said the whole family chewed. Now, that, you say that's a Buick. All right. Sedanette. Huh. For some reason, I was thinking that was a Cadillac engine you were putting in it. I thought that had said Cadillac on it for some reason. I don't know what it was about it. It's been a little while since I've seen some pictures. We probably need to see some updated photos of that posted. See how the progress is going. How far are you from Muletown, Chad? I don't even know how close you are to there. You may be just down the road and I didn't realize it. Yeah, it's a Caddy engine. I was thinking it was a Caddy engine. 2 hours, oh, that ain't bad. That'll be a nice little ride. We're 6 up here from there. Maybe you'll even bring Dwight along. It'd be good to see Dwight again. I was showing, I got a little Ranger here I'm working on, Chad. I've started making an Emberling series. They're pre-made acrylic stems. Usually not this long though. Hey David, how's it going? But I got this big 1-inch bowl on a 2.5-inch Wizard, and it doesn't quite make it up to the Shire series, so it's going to be an Emberling. That's the reason it ended up with that stem. I've got kind of an eggish shaped Wizard here. Got a little bit of plateau on the front. I've got like a total of 4 Wizards here. Here's more of an Emberling pipe. I'll show you in case you hadn't seen them, Chad. This one's kind of a unique one though. For some reason I got this crazy idea to put it's kind of like a tadpole. I put a whale tail on it, but a little one. This is like a baby whale. And you can see how I notched the tail out to kind of give it a whale feel. And when you're looking down on it, I think it does kind of feel like a little baby whale. So yeah, that's kind of an Emberling with the acrylic stems. I open them up, slot them out, drill them out, instead of leaving the factory drill in them. And more affordable, kind of an artisan, stylish pipe. Good night, David. Oh no, you're not saying good night. You're saying good night to Smarty Bob. Good night, Smarty Bob. I wish I had 20/20 vision back when I had that 20 years ago. I've never really got used to glasses. Been wearing them for 20 years now and they still are a pain in my rear. Gotta use bifocals and just working on some transitions, matching the stems up to the stummels today, taking out some of the scratches. I got to top this bowl a little bit. I think it's about a 1/4 inch too tall. So I'm going to shorten that down about a 1/4 inch. But I'm still going to get all the scratches out of the rest of it while I'm out here. I think this is the last one I'm going to be sanding on, because it's 9 o'clock here and I got to go in and give my little beagles their heartworm medicine for the month. Don't want to forget that. Although I don't think heartworms is probably a big problem here in Indiana right now, but those vet those vet places, they want to make sure you give them to them every month, or they're not going to renew your prescription. They got to make their money. But we'll stay on the schedule. We don't want to have any grief over that. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. How many different style pipes do you make? Currently, I would say, well, I have two series. I have the series, which is a Shire series. I make the Ranger style. I make the Wizard style. And the Wizards have different variations. And like this one's the newest variation. It's kind of an egg shape, so it's more of a Danish look to the Wizard. But it's still a Wizard. Even this Emberling, it's still kind of the Wizard shaped bowl. Kind of pointed on the bottom. But that one's going to be an Emberling. And then I have my Emberling series, which are like that little whale, but they're not all whales. Most of them are more like tadpoles or blowfish looking little pipes or something. So I really have two series and just some variants within those series. All right, Chad, you have a good evening. And then I have made some, I've got a pipe that's, it's kind of a Lavat, but it's got a hybrid stem on it that I posted to my Instagram channel. It's a natural finish. It's got a blue and black ebonite SEM stem, but it doesn't have a full-blown saddle bit on it. It's a hybrid between a saddle and a taper. So I am doing more traditional style pipes also. Just want to show that I showed one of my pipe making friends, and he looked at it and he said I had chops. So that's a plus. So that's part of the reason for doing the traditional. Plus, you don't know, somebody may want a Grunewald pipe, but they don't want a Shire pipe, or they want a more traditional pipe. So I want to try to make sure we offer what people want to buy. Nice heirloom quality pipes that are attractive to the masses. But this is our niche, is the Lord of the Rings, because I'm the only one here in the U.S., I believe, that does the Lord of the Rings style pipes. I know there's some guys overseas that do wooden stems. I know you can get the official Lord of the Rings, not these are Lord of the Rings inspired. If you want the official ones, they're Allen Land, made by Vowen, I think. And I think their stems are a little bit longer than mine are, which that's okay. I wasn't going for big long 1.5-foot stems or anything. I just wanted the feel and the kind of the look of. I wasn't shooting for replicas. That's not the intent. But all right, guys, with that being said, I'm gonna have to get off here and go get the medicine to the little puppies, get them taken care of, and get ready for tomorrow, another day at work. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you guys hanging out, chit-chatting. Thanks for all the talk, and hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week, and pipe on.